So Nehemiah, he's this guy born in a foreign land, and he's working as a cupbearer for the king. And as a cupbearer for the king, he has this vision. He feels connected to his ancestry, and he wants to go back and help his home city, Jerusalem, to rebuild the walls. You see, 152 years prior to this, King Nebuchadnezzar, he had destroyed the city, destroyed the walls and everything. And so Nehemiah, 152 years later, gets this vision that he really wants to go back and help reestablish and build the walls. So he has to make this bold move. As a cupbearer for the king, this guy is like, he's pretty important. Like, he's checking the king's wine daily to make sure no one's trying to poison it. He's making sure that the king is safe in everything that he drinks. And so for him to go to the king and say, hey, I need to take a little sabbatical, I need a little time off, I need to go do this crazy thing that I had a vision about, it's a pretty bold move. Remember, in this day and age, kings often had people beheaded if they didn't like what they heard from them. But he goes forward. Nehemiah says, you know what, I'm going to go forward and I'm going to do this. And so he talks to the king, and the king says, you know what, Nehemiah, you've been a loyal servant. You go. And you know what, on top of it, I'm going to send you with supplies to help you rebuild that wall. Now, why did this start to come to fruition in the first place? I want to point this out as we go here. Nehemiah painted a vision. He was so clear and so passionate about what he was about to do that the king said, you know what? I recognize this. I want to help you. I want to be part of this vision. Take the supplies that you need. You go build that wall. So Nehemiah takes the supplies that he needs. He starts heading down and he starts painting the vision for the people that have settled there, the people that are living in the city of Jerusalem. And he says, hey, we need to rebuild this wall. I have supplies from the king. We're going to do this. And he starts to get together a band of people, and the people start helping him build the wall. And then some of the enemies, the Sanballats, they hear about Nehemiah and this group of people rebuilding the walls, and they're like, we don't want the walls up. Then we can't go in there and rob them and loot them anymore. We need to go stop them. We're going to go kill them. And so Nehemiah catches wind that the enemies are coming. So he actually tells his builders, his fellow real estate developers, hey, we got another problem coming at us. There's some bad people that don't want us to build this wall. We have to stop them from stopping us. We have to protect ourselves. So he tells them to suit up, gets them spears, gets them swords, and then they defend themselves. And because they're there day and night, they keep the Sanballats away. And what's amazing is that they got the wall around this entire city. This is in a day and age before big heavy machinery and tractors and pulley system, before all the big heavy equipment that we have today. They got this wall built in less than 2 months. It had been broken down and shattered for 152 years, and they got this wall done in 52 days, less than 2 months. So what happens next? Well, Nehemiah, the king, is so impressed that Nehemiah is then promoted to governor of the region, and he becomes governor for 12 years after that. Builds the wall in 52 days and then becomes governor of the land. And he helps the Israelites repopulate the area, and he starts bringing people back. And it's all because this man had a vision. He goes from cupbearer, which, you know, it's an important position, but it's not like he's governor of a land. He goes from cupbearer to governor, all because of a real estate development vision that he had. Now, I promise you, as a real estate investor, you will go out into the world with your vision and you will be attacked. Whenever you try to do something grand as Nehemiah had to rebuild this wall that had been deconstructed and shattered for 152 years, he got attacked. The Sanballats were after him. Like they didn't want that wall up. You're going to face that too as a real estate investor, especially if you're doing any kind of marketing. I promise you, there's going to be a jealous realtor that tries to shred you. I promise it will happen if you're marketing enough, because they get a little bit jealous that you're taking their deals or whatever goes through their mind. I promise you that you're going to have deals fall apart. I also promise you that you might have a buyer back out of a transaction that you thought was super solid. That happens, just like it happened to Nehemiah. Do you know what separated Nehemiah, that held him to the high prize of success of 52 days building this wall from the ground up? You know what did it for him? He had vision. He knew his why. It was really deep. For him, he knew that this had to be fulfilled, and he kept painting that vision over and over and over again. And so for us as real estate investors, like, I just encourage you to really reflect deep. and know your why. Know why you're doing this. Know why you're pushing so hard, just like Nehemiah, and paint that vision everywhere. Let the world know what the vision is. And that will take you to the next level. That will take you to the successful level that Nehemiah did. Nehemiah will forever be one of the greatest real estate developers of all time because he painted the vision. He painted the vision even in the face of his enemies coming at him. He painted the vision and he stuck to it. And that's what allowed that man to build and repopulate a city and become a governor. He went from cupbearer to governor of a city because of his real estate development vision. And so I want the same for you. Let me know your thoughts. What kind of vision are you painting for yourself? Drop some comments below. What is your vision for your real estate business? What is it that you want from it? Paint the vision for me. Help me share it. I read every single comment that I get. I look forward to seeing your vision. So go ahead and drop it below. Okay, thanks. God bless.